my name is Bree from Colorado Cork and Keg, and I'm going to be your bartender today. Today we will be making a Corona Tajin cocktail. So there are a few things that you will need for your Corona Tajin cocktail. Those ingredients are Corona Extra, a spiced aged rum. We're using El Dorado. It is a 12-year rum. Very delicious. Lime juice, and then either watermelon juice or a watermelon puree and some water. So we are using Monen's watermelon puree. And then your Tajin Simple Syrup. And we are going to be making this from scratch. And the ingredients you will need for that are water, sugar, sea salt, and chili powder. Okay? And then you will also need a watermelon wedge if you would like to garnish with a watermelon wedge like we have here, and a straw. There are a couple extra items that you will need as well for this class, and those are a shaker with ice, of course a glass to put your cocktail in, a spoon. I am going to be using a mug to heat my water and make my simple syrup. You can also boil water on the stove. If you have a tea kettle, you can use that. But because we are only using 2 ounces of our simple syrup, a mug with some water and the rest of the ingredients in the microwave is what I'm going to be doing today. You'll need a bottle opener to open your Corona, a measuring cup or a jigger, and I already mentioned the straw. So that should be everything you need. Of course, a microwave as well if you're going to be heating your simple syrup that way. You might also want a knife and a cutting board if you need that to put your garnish on your glass. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we are going to do with this cocktail is create our Tajin Simple Syrup. We're going to do this first because it will take a few minutes to heat up our water, make sure all of our ingredients are fully steeped, and then let it cool before we put it into our cocktail jar or shaker. Okay, so I'm going to take my mug, and we are going to be doing 2 ounces of water. One ounce of sugar, which I have pre-measured here. We're going to jump to our chili powder. You're going to do 1 teaspoon. And 1 teaspoon is about the size of a bar spoon. If you have a bigger spoon, I would do like 3/4 of your spoon should be about right. And then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, and we're gonna mix that all together. Now you could add Tajin to sugar and water, but Tajin also has dehydrated lime, and we are gonna be adding some lime juice later. So it might give it extra limey flavor. If that's what you want, totally fine. I also think it's kind of fun to create simple syrups from scratch because then you really can do anything with simple syrup. A lot of times you'll see a 1-to-1 ratio of water and sugar. That's going to be a sweeter simple syrup. We are doing 2-to-1 with water and sugar because the rest of our ingredients, especially this watermelon puree, is going to sweeten it up quite a bit. So we don't need a super sweet simple syrup. All right, once that is fully stirred, you're gonna go ahead and stick this in the microwave for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go do that now. All right, so while we are waiting for that to heat up, let's go ahead and start building the rest of our cocktail. So you're gonna grab your shaker with your ice. I did about 3/4 of a glass of ice. That should be just enough for your cocktail. All right, And we are gonna start with our Corona Extra. So go ahead and grab your bottle opener and get that open. Now we are going to add 2 ounces of Corona to our shaker. I know 2 ounces is not a ton of your Corona, but good news is you can make multiple cocktails from 1 Corona, or you can drink it afterwards. All right, so 2 ounces into our shaker. Okay, then we're gonna move to our rum. This is optional, but it does add some really good flavor to the cocktail and a little bit extra alcohol. So we are gonna add 1.5 ounces. It smells so good. All right, and then we are going to add 1 ounce of lime juice. You can do fresh squeezed, but I am just going to be adding lime juice from the bottle here. And then you are going to do either 2 ounces of watermelon juice, which is probably more easily accessible. But if not, we have this watermelon Monin fruit puree here. Really good, and it's pretty concentrated, so that's why we are just gonna do 3/4 ounce of our puree. And then we are going to do 1.25 ounces of water. All right, now we can go ahead and grab our Tajin Simple Syrup from the microwave. Okay, so we have our simple syrup here. Just take your spoon and mix that again to make sure that everything is fully dissolved into your water. And then this is still pretty hot, so we're gonna wanna let that cool down just a bit for a few minutes. You don't have to get it all the way to cool, but we just wanna make sure it doesn't melt all of the ice in our shaker. Otherwise, we're gonna have a very watery drink. So just wait about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we can go ahead and add that to our cocktail. All right, so I have moved my simple syrup into a chilled glass to kind of expedite the process, but my syrup is now pretty chilled, so we are going to add that to our cocktail. You're gonna do 2 ounces of your Tajin Simple Syrup. All right, and now for the fun part, we're gonna go ahead and shake. And you're gonna wanna shake for about 5 to 10 seconds, nothing crazy, but just enough to get all of those flavors fully integrated. All right, that should be good. So we are going to take our shaker, grab our glass that we are using, and pour it directly into it. And it should be this pretty orange color. Now it looks like I could have added a little bit more ice, or you can add some more Corona to it if you would like. And we are going to now garnish it. So if you are garnishing, take your watermelon slice, and you're gonna cut just a little bit into the tip here, just a little slice, so that you can slide that onto the edge of your glass. Okay, and then we are gonna grab a straw and stick that right on the side. And there you go. That is your Tajin Corona cocktail. Cheers, everyone.